The system has failed us, but he needs to go to school. The system has failed us, but he needs to go to school. School is traumatizing, but he needs to go to school. He's been trying his best, but he needs to go to school. Do you really think he wants all this distress? But he needs to go to school. The thing is, these schools aren't set up for our children. In fact, they're not set up for most children. They're set up to teach children to comply, to teach them to listen to authority over and above their own needs. If compliance and reliance on authority is what we want for our children, then school is the right place for them. If they can be successful under that framework, then great. The problem is, though, that so many children just can't be successful underneath that framework, and no one ever tells us as parents that it's the environment that doesn't allow them to thrive. No one tells us that school isn't the right place for our kids, only that we must try harder, we must force them more, we must provide an unsafe environment at home, make them feel uncomfortable here, just to make them more likely to go to school. We are to blame. We are not strict enough. We are not trying hard enough. Like when we turn up at school and it's nearly lunchtime, we haven't been trying all bloody morning. For some children, and far more children than you ever realise when you go through this journey, school just is not the place where they can thrive, and that's okay. Once we know this and recognise this, we can work together to find an educational environment where the child can thrive, right? Wrong again. Now we as a family will spend the next few years, if not longer, fighting the system, trying to get a basic education for our children, whilst this process looms on. The harm that is caused to us as parents, who before this process would likely never have had to stand up in front of a judge or deal with people so intent on saving money at the detriment of our children's future, continues, often leaving us as only a fraction of the person we once were. Many of us left with medical conditions to account for the trauma we have experienced. I can't remember the last time I woke up without pain, without feeling like I'm dredging through treacle as I get up to start the day. All these struggles and the comments I so often get from well-meaning friends and family are based around how great it must be for Liam to be at home all day, just chilling out, no school to stress about, living his best life. It's been 6 months, and 2 days ago we went to the park. It's taken 6 months for him to be able to start to go outside again, and that journey isn't linear. This isn't a choice. He doesn't choose this because it's more fun or he's living his best life. I can't remember the last time we lived a carefree life, but it was probably before he stepped foot into the education system. The system has changed him. It's changed us both. And he will be okay. We both will. Because we have got each other, and because we now surround ourselves with people who understand. But it was very different a few years ago when we had no support, no one who understood us, and all I ever heard was, well, he's fine once you leave. He's fine in school.